Never ever did I think I'd get to where I am today. At the time I didn't think it'd be possible. This was something that I didn't think would happen to me or my family. And I'm sitting here today and I can tell you I smile a lot. I still have a lot of things that will crop up, but that's normal. I'm starting to understand it a little bit more. I'm just happy where I'm at. I would have never believed that I could get to this point. It just didn't seem possible from the very beginning, but I've learned so much. And I'm just happy to be able to try and bring more awareness to suicide and help other people. One of the nice things that happened to me, which I really wanted, was to reconnect with some of Chris's friends. And luckily, via Facebook, I found his girlfriend,
so typical Chris.
Katie.
Like you should see, I think I was telling you
so
the other
nice
time.
to connect. Because what happened is, I think I found out people they were in so much pain, and you forget. You're so caught up in your own pain, you forget what other people are going through. And it was just really, really nice to see her and go back through the Chris stories and talk about happy times. It wasn't about sad times.
Because that was one of the
just reliving memories and getting to know some of those things that I didn't know about Chris as well, which was a lot of fun. Seeing some great pictures that I wasn't aware about, hearing some of the pranks, but understanding more than anything that I was able to help her. And that, like I said, I'd really forgotten about their pain. I didn't realize that she was sitting in so much pain, thinking that he didn't care for her. And I was able to say, no, he loved you, he thought of you, and that you were important. And just see her life transform from that moment. That's been amazing for me. I will say when I get really, really dark, I would have to be alone. And I had to find a hiding spot. And it shows in the video that I usually would go to a park because I didn't want anybody to see me crying. I just wanted to be alone. And sometimes you're just not in a good mood. You know, it's hard for somebody to come bouncing through the door when you're sitting there in your sadness and you want to see them cry and you don't want to be grumpy and you have feeling so many emotions that day. So a lot of times I would just disappear. Other times it was keeping socially busy. I look back on it now and I can't believe that was me. I keep thinking it was so strange, the fact that I was out and around people all the time. How come I didn't stay inside, but I had this need to be around people and to keep talking? I think I thought that if I stayed home, I might go to bed and I would never get up again. So a lot of times I pushed myself to get out the door. I will say during some of my darkest times, when I really thought that I needed medication or I needed something to get me through those days, honestly, I would go for a run. And that made such a difference in my life, I couldn't get over it. I would cry when I'd run, I'd listen to music. Sometimes I'd listen to sad music, just so that I could bring those emotions out. I never thought I'd be where I am today. You want the magic bullet, the magic pill, I call it, so that you can just skip ahead and get over this. It's so difficult because at that first day, I remember talking to people that had lost children, and I said, you know, for some reason you say something stupid like, will you ever get over it? Well, of course you don't get over it. And people would say to me, no, but it will soften. And I wanted to know when. I wanted somebody to take it all away. I didn't want to do this journey. No way, I didn't want to do it. I didn't have the patience for it. And I just wouldn't believe people that it'd be possible. But the pain does get more tolerable. It doesn't go away, but it softens, it lessens. And like I said, your tears a lot of times now will turn to smiles. My story is very short when it comes to Chris with mental illness. I think it's important for people to realize that I really didn't notice anything but say a different or that Chris was suffering. He was a really soulful kid. He was a prankster, but I didn't realize at the time, and I know now, that that was his way of hiding the pain, and he hid the pain so well. I understand so much more. So I'm the case where all of a sudden I have a child that goes psychotic, and I didn't even know what the word psychotic meant at the time. The next thing I know, he's in a hospital, and a few months later, Chris is gone. It's absolute disbelief. Since that time, I've been introduced to so many different people that have done the journey with loved one children with long-term mental illness, and lots of situations, lots of pain, happy stories, bad days, and I truthfully didn't even know this existed. So it was hard for me just to I feel like I got thrown into the middle of something that I really wasn't aware. But it's been eye-opening, And I'm hoping by reaching out to people that we're going to bring awareness to mental illness. I want people to know that I had an amazing son. I think what's important is people need to understand that these kids, these people feel pain and they don't know how to reach out. And I'm just really hoping that stigma goes away and that people, when their time of need, have a way to reach out and feel comfortable with it. Same way that they feel if they have cancer or some other disease, they feel that they can talk to people. That's the society I want to see, where people can actually sit down and say, you know what, I'm not feeling so great today and this is what's going on. And they don't need someone to tell them to buck up, pull up your socks, get going, because people need to understand. And I hope that message gets across, especially for my son.